First of all, so again, it's crazy. The only thing you have to say is, well, you know that America bad, right? It's insane. Your ideology would bring about more death than any ideology in human history. That's literally, it's like a buzzword. You're like a broken NPC. I'm talking to somebody who was built by Bethesda right now. My name's Vaush, and I'm a Libertarian Socialist. I do politics, which always fun and uncontroversial.
Clint Russell, host of Liberty Lockdown. I am a second-generation libertarian.
This all gets laid at our feet. It sounds almost like an America last attitude. I think ultimately, when you look at all the problems that we've had with Russia and you draw them down to a common denominator, it's pretty clear. The problem is with Russia. It's with Putin.
The U.S. since 1991 and the end of the USSR has bombed and invaded a litany of countries. I'll just run down a quick list. You have Iraq, obviously, then Bosnia, Afghanistan, Iraq once again, Pakistan, Somalia, Kenya, Libya, Iraq again, Yemen, Syria. So there's many reasons that I think that this is not America's place, and they do not have the moral authority any longer to be dictating to the global stage what others need to be doing.
I think you're using a lot of morally loaded language. I'm not saying America should dictate anything. Ukraine wants to defend itself, and they are our ally, and we are helping. And also, frankly, I don't really care if America's done bad stuff in the past. I don't think that means that I should do bad stuff now. Like, I'd be like, well, America's done bad things in the past, so we shouldn't have assisted in defeating the Nazis. Or like, well, no, okay. Maybe America as a country is self-interested and hypocritical, but my personal justifications, I think, in this case are pretty consistent.
The worst thing you can do with somebody like Putin is let him win, is let him get what he wants over and over. With Chechnya, with Georgia, with Crimea, he builds and he builds and he builds. And then what are you teaching him? Well, I mean, ultimately, you're teaching him that he can get what he wants with violence. And I think that it's essential that he not. If nothing else, Ukraine is a quagmire, a desperate one that has cost the lives of many soldiers on both sides, and that's horrible. But it's a war Putin started. And I think that we face the potential of much more conflict down the line if he gets the impression this is a consistent winning tactic for his ratings.
How is it that the American government has that authority to do so, given that they would do the exact same fucking thing in their area of influence, but instead of just realizing that the Monroe Doctrine and their area of influence is in this hemisphere, we're applying our own, moral dictates across the entire planet. It's just totally unreasonable and hypocritical on a scale that's you have to be able to recognize.
I think that it's insane and nonsensical to, like, Ukraine requests aid because our ally is being invaded, and for us to go, oh no, sorry, we've invaded countries in the past, so we can't help you not be invaded by fascists. It's ridiculous. I feel like the obsession with pointing fingers and accusing people of hypocrisy is born out of an unwillingness to engage with the actual moral conundrum. Has America done bad things? Yes, and it always will. Nation states will do bad things. I mean, I'm a libertarian. I don't believe that we can ever expect reliably good behavior when it comes to nation states under any circumstances. But I still support the U.S. intervening to stop the Nazis. I still support the United States, honestly, the number of things that it's done abroad that are good is pretty small, so I'm just going to stop with the Nazis. But I support that. And I support...
On what libertarian framework are you basing your support for interventionist policies, regardless of the moral, quandary?
Providing aids when requested by an ally because they're being invaded by fascists is a classic we're helping them against a violation of the non-aggression principle.
I'm just trying to nail down how intervention from a libertarian framework makes sense, because I'm unfamiliar with it, just to be honest.
Do you think that libertarianism means that you can't have any kind of international negotiation? Because by that definition, all negotiation and diplomacy would be intervention, which it technically is.
Yeah, no, I would argue that entangling alliances are both foundational to the American framework, but also to libertarianism.
So wait, you think entangling alliances are a good thing?
No, I'm arguing against them.
I misheard. Well, it seems to me then that you're pro-war. International alliance and diplomacy have been the most effective tools for preventing warfare that the world has ever seen. I mean, countries used to spend like centuries at war with everyone next to them. Like it's we live in an era of unprecedented peace, and a lot of that is because we rely on international trade and negotiation and trading blocs in order to encourage countries to get what they want through non-war means.
It's not anti-American to want to see American troops not go fucking die, dude.
They're not going over there, man. They're not over there. But
yes,
you want us to
actually,
see
actually, that's not true. There are
political and economic influence everywhere. You said you don't want us to have alliances.
Yes.
You don't want us to have trade alliances. You don't want anything.
No, I did not say trade alliances. You framed that as intervention. I don't believe that to be the case.
We're trading arms with Ukraine. You have issue with that.
That's not trading arms, dude. Stop being so fucking. That's such bullshit.
Yes,
Come on.
It's no. That's literally what we're doing. We're giving.
We lend them the money to buy our arms, Vaush, and then we forgive that debt later on. You know exactly the game.
Yeah, that is an economic exchange. That is trade by definition.
That's fucking communism, dude.
That's true. But it's communism to forgive loans? No, that's what Jesus asked for. Actually, Jesus Christ was the one who said you should forgive your debts every 7 years.
Yeah, I don't think he meant fucking a nuclear arsenal.
Well, you have to
or biolabs as part of that.
Ukraine is a nuclear arsenal?
You know what I'm saying. That's just a joke.
Oh, well, I mean, we'd have to find Jesus and ask him. Yeah, it's an economic trade. You know, we're trading.
Yeah, HIMARS missiles. You gotta give your allies HIMARS missiles and then forgive the debt. That's what Jesus said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the alternative is being invaded and conquered by fascists, then yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I do believe in.
Well, why not? Because it's not libertarian, brother. It's not libertarian.
Because you're not libertarian. You don't believe in self-defense.
No, I believe they have the full right to self-defense. I don't believe that the American empire has any role in that process.
Wait, we don't have the right to freely associate with Ukraine to provide them arms and help them self-defend?
We don't have the right to freely associate. Do I have the right to opt out of this process?
That's not how nation states work, but if we lived in a full libertarian society, then I guess sure. I mean, there wouldn't really be taxes or a nation state in a full libertarian society, right?
But we don't. So my opinion matters. And my opinion is that we shouldn't be doing this.
So you don't believe in nation states forming treaties or trading, or?
I think if it's a peace treaty or trading, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, wait, hold on. A peace treaty is a kind of interventionism because peace implies the absence of war. And the absence of war, I mean, that is a statement to the effect of we will not invade you, right? I don't know if peace treaties should be allowed under your definition.
Well, okay. I think I'm good with it.
I don't know what you think countries can and can't do. Because it seems like, you're okay with Russia doing everything and fucking the dog. But then with America, we actually have to lose all of our allies. That's just
a bullshit framing, dude. I've never once said that what Putin did was okay. I've explained the rationale. You're trying to ally yourself with the fucking Project for a New American Century neocon worldview that the U.S. government has the right to dictate everyone's policy all over the fucking planet. I disagree.
Ukraine's policy was already one of self-defense. You keep lying to justify your point. We are freely.
I'm not lying.
We are freely.
We replaced their leadership. You have Victoria Nuland and Jeffrey Pyatt.
Not true.
We have Victoria Nuland and Jeffrey Pyatt on the phone. What's that?
You're repeating all the Kremlin. I've literally heard everything you're saying.
Have you heard the tape?
Yeah, I have, because I heard it from Russian Telegram channels. It's all bullshit, but easily debunkable propaganda. But
that's not debunkable at all. They haven't even attempted to debunk it.
It's crazy that you, a so-called America First individual, it's like 1-to-1. Like, yeah, da Toyovich. Like, yeah, I'm getting my marching orders over from the Kremlin here.
Vaush, you haven't countered any of what I've said. You just labeled it as Russian propaganda. That's not an argument.
You say that you oppose what Putin's doing, but what will you actually do to oppose it? Nothing.
I will applaud them from afar, Vaush.
In the dick.
I will applaud them from afar.
Guys, remember to try to avoid.
Wow, that's very helpful.
Remember to try to avoid logical fallacies and insulting each other personally. All right. I know it's getting heated.
Gotcha. Back to my logical argument. You want America to shoot itself in the dick. You're like, oh, I think what Putin's doing is bad. By the way, let him do it, and also America abandon all your allies and also lose all foreign influence.
What you're advocating for is actually increasing the chances of us all shooting ourselves in the dick. I'm trying to push back against your worldview. I think it's extraordinarily dangerous.
I want alliances. I want countries to get along. And in order for countries to get along, they have to have each other's backs. Otherwise, an alliance doesn't mean anything.
But that's also not acknowledging the invasion and conquering that the U.S. does, or the fact that the 2014 revolution put in a puppet for the West.
You are
and you
so
know that.
desperate to blame America. America last every
You're
time.
so desperate to dismiss all of this, even though it's true.
Listen, American man, bow down and prostrate before your Kremlin superiors, for you are responsible for all evil in the world.
I'm right and you're wrong.
I don't get all my news exclusively from Russian Telegram channels, so it's possible that I'm not.
I've never even been on Telegram, but okay.
What source do you get your Kremlin talking points from?
They send it to me with the rubles when they send me the checks.
Oh, rubles. Oh man, I never mind about the whole U.S. international currency thing. That's rough. The problem is that ultimately your ideology doesn't really have an answer for imperialism. You want America to be weak, but you don't do anything or have any answer to.
No, I want
countries.
America to be strong, but I want it to be strong in national self-defense, not in global empire.
Okay, then who gets to have the empire?
The nations have a right to defend themselves, Vaush. I've been very clear on that.
Okay.
Your vantage point that Russia is going to roll across Europe, I think, is delusional. I think it's nonsense, and I think you know that, which makes this even more bizarre.
That's what people said about Ukraine until he invaded. Now, hold on. Wait, I really want to know, though, what answer do you have to, like, international empire? So, like, what happens if every country withdraws and they do their own, like, isolationist thing, and then inevitably, because of course this is going to happen, countries like Russia and China start invading neighbors and growing stronger?
What is my answer to that? Those nations better defend themselves.
Okay, so no nation next to China can defend itself against China except for India and possibly Russia. So your answer then is just good luck, have fun?
Yeah, and your answer is that the most lethal empire of the past 50 years, you're going to just continue to support it because you think it's the benevolent controller.
Let me tell you what your ideology will lead to. If you got everything you wanted, all it would mean is that the biggest, baddest dictators in the world would start gobbling up their neighborhoods, and nobody would ever be able to resist them because they would hyper militarily industrialize, same as Germany did. No individual country would be able to stand up against them, and the world would be gobbled up under one or two empires, including eventually us.
Vaush, you've done an incredible job convincing me that you're a neoconservative. I wish you would drop the libertarian label.
Explicitly answer why that wouldn't happen without getting snarky about it.
I don't have the right to be snarky after you've said I'm un-American and America last repeatedly. I don't have the right to be snarky in response.
Accurate assessment of your position. It sounds to me like you want everyone to withdraw so the biggest, baddest dictators can gobble up all their neighbors. Explain how your ideology would prevent that.
I can't explain how it'll prevent it because it's going to be up to them to defend themselves. I can't see the future. I don't know what they'll do.
Okay, wait. So your answer is, Lamau, you better win. That's how you would do it. You realize that would just mean the whole world would be constant, nonstop conflict as nations constantly vie to invade each other or preemptively defend themselves by invading their neighbor. And it's might makes right everywhere all the time, and there would no longer be any international cooperation. And inevitably, some country with the nukes would end the world. This is the thing that gets me. You're so smug about how wrong you are, but your ideology speed runs global Armageddon. Like, you treat it like a joke. Like, oh yeah, let's just get rid of all alliances, and then, well, if you get invaded by another country, good luck, have fun. Like, bro, you are literally you're like a death cultist. You're like worshiping the end.
No, you're worshiping the U.S. empire. You're worshiping the U.S. empire. That's what you're doing.
Desperate. All you have is America bad, America bad, America bad. That's all you have. Your ideology is literally, let's speed run World War III. And all you can do to say in response to that is, well, at least when the world ends, America won't be in it, right? Christ.
So you acknowledge that you're in support of American empire, correct?
I'm in support of international alliance, the thing that prevents the end of the world.
And part of that has been the American empire for your entire life, which has cost millions of innocent lives. I mean, you good with it?
I mean,
you think that's been to our benefit? Is that America first?
Wait, first of all, so again, it's crazy. The only thing you have to say is, well, you know that America bad, right? It's insane.
Vaush, your entire argument boils down to the American empire must reign supreme,
no,
so that the
you
Chinese and the Russia don't rule across their neighbors.
I really appreciate.
You support the neoconservative worldview. That's a fact.
You have nothing to say for your dogshit ideology other than, well, wanting international alliances makes you a neocon. You're John McCain. Your ideology would bring about more death than any ideology in human history. The Holocaust, nothing
Really?
compared to it. Yes, you literally said.
A non-interventionist perspective will lead to the Holocaust times 10. Really,
your answer not times 10, buddy, times 1,000. Everyone would die. Your answer to what do we do internationally about
this just goes to show how much you believe in the U.S. empire.
Your answer. That's literally, it's like a buzzword. You're like a broken NPC. I'm talking to somebody who was built by Bethesda right now. American Empire, American Empire.
Are you denying that it's real?
Are you denying that it's real? I am talking to you right now.
Are you denying that the U.S. empire exists?
He can't walk away from it. He can't. He's like, I need to talk about this specific subject. That's all I have. I need everyone to know I hate America.
Because it's the one thing you can't deal with.
Please, the people listening don't know enough that I hate America. I need to talk more about how everything is good as long as America suffers. Nuclear war, good as long as America suffers. International conflict, good as long as America suffers. Whoa, you want to prevent nuclear war? Well, buddy? You want to keep nukes from falling on America? You fucking neocon? Well, yeah, you know what? I do want nukes to not fall on America. I do. It's true. You've got me. I want nukes to fall on nobody, which is why I support a system of international alliances and through collaboration.
As long as you say it calmly, then it doesn't sound like John McCain, huh?
Yes, it is true. I want international alliances is a John McCain ideology. It's something only he believes.
All right, wonderful. All right, Vaush, closing thoughts?
Yeah, look, international affairs are messy business, but I think it's pretty clear with any understanding of the historical record that completely withdrawing from international agreement and leaving everyone to themselves is basically just, letting all of the big, mean countries gobble up all the small ones. It guarantees constant war. We did this for most of human history, and most of human history was constant war.